to start. No more living in fear, fighting like animals. It's time to make a stand. It's time to rebuild. So we'll change that name. Because that's not easy to say. Truesdale 40, Portland, Surrey, Tomato Town. Let's go with Tomato Town. Easy, normal. Rebuild 3. I don't think I ever played the third game, but I played the first and maybe second one. So let's see the third. As I said, it's going to be a kind of flash evening. Do we have there? Not seeing any setting for subtitle, and I think the volume is okay. Alright, let's play the story. Beginning of the end. So begins my new life in Seattle, Washington. Now for a fun day waiting for the cable guy to come connect the internet. We had a couple of TV channels, but all they're showing is news about that crazy biting disease in Amsterdam. Sounds like they finally got it contained. Yes, I'm back. Take a shower and enjoy some me time. Can we somehow make... Be careful. Like, what's the most... Considering those are more skin tone, is it okay for me to try to go for the yellow or the yellow furry character? Or should I stay with something, well, I think that's a good middle ground. So those are the three options. Then, oh, about this torso, is there anything? No, not really. I think I know which one I want. And that's the closest I got to having like a main, and like some facial hair. Okay, job construction worker, building and hard material cost, equipment, so gang member, plus defense and no happiness loss from death and injury, equipment shotgun, petition, leadership and 1 extra survival, equipment top hat, top plug, scavenging plus 25% better trades, equipment crowbar, doctor, plus engineering and minus 1 day to injury recovery, equipment doctor's bag, retiree, building and 10% happiness bonus, equipment hammer, police officer plus defense plus 1 from all guns, equipment pistol, priest plus leaderships, church, more devout survivors, equipment megaphone, hobo, scavenging plus 5 housing space, equipment bag plus 5 housing space, equipment backpack, college students plus engineering, schools and bars 25% more expensive, equipment calculator. Having 1 extra survivor is really a game changer, so... Containment failed. The internet guy never came. This morning I woke up to what I thought were protesters outside, but I was wrong. So very, very, very wrong. They're fighting in the street down there, with their hands and teeth, just tearing into people. I saw a cop shoot a woman in the chest, covered in blood. She just got up and kept fighting. On the news, they're telling us to stay indoors. They keep opening emergency shelters, but every time something goes wrong and it turns into another bloodbath. This infection is spreading so fast. It's in Vancouver and San Francisco now too. They shut down the airports, but it's too late. It's too late. I ran out of ramen and soda by the time the TV cut out. It was finally quiet outside, so I took what survival gear I had and made my way out to the street. The last shelter they broadcast was 10 blocks away, the boys' private school. Made it halfway before I was attacked. It was so stupid. I don't know why I didn't have a weapon ready. I guess I thought I could outrun them, I mean, since they're zombies and all, but they're faster than they look. While I was struggling with one of them, a soldier ran up and pulled it off me. He shot it in the head. That stopped it, but it was too late. I was beat. The soldier pulled me into a building and we waited there where the zombies wandered around outside. Then he saw my bite. He drew his gun and said he was going to make it quick. I knew what the bite meant. I had a day, maybe 2 to live. But I didn't want to die. I fought with him and the gun went off. I killed him. I killed a good man. go straight to help and kill him. After Sergeant Hester's death, things got blurry. I slept beside his body, waiting for the fever to start, waiting to die, but he never came. I stuck my way out of town. I was worried there'd be some repercussion for killing a soldier, but everyone was too busy to care. I've been working my way east towards my way east through the suburbs on foot, scavenging what I need and avoiding zombie and human alike. It's been 2 years since the outbreak. I've been keeping it to myself, moving from place to place. The few people I take up with seem to disappear or die before long. But I met this woman, Diane. She's different. She wants to stop running, to settle down and build something at last. I'm going to help her. I'm going to help her. Diane found us a small town up in the Cascade Mountains named Snoqualmie. Lots of food and supplies. Use that. We found a couple of the survivors and walled off a few city blocks to start. No more living in fear, fighting like animals. It's time to make a stand. It's time to rebuild. So we'll change that name. Because that's not easy to say. Treasure Folly, Portland, Surrey, Tomato Town. Let's go with Tomato Town. Easy, normal, challenging, hard, impossible, challenging, hard, impossible. I don't even remember how it works. Like, it's kind of a management game, but let's go easy first. That's the kind of interface I vaguely remember with all of these squares for like the tiles. And yeah. Suburbs and apartment buildings each have room for 2 survivors. We're full up, so we will need to reclaim or build more houses before we can recruit anyone else. Okay, reclaim 10 more buildings. Building outside the fort might contain food, supplies, and survivors, but there are also zombies lurking out there, so watch out! Drag a survivor into a building to send them on a mission. Farming here increases the yield. I think that starting with farms would be a good idea. Drag survivors into building to assign them to missions, stack expert survivors on to finish missions faster, and replace dungeons. Already scouted, to scavenge or kill 4 zombies. Okay, go kill the zombies. You got stray zombies, stop them from becoming massed hordes, but until you reclaim the building, new zombies will just keep shambling back into it. Mission suffer, kill 4 zombies. 0% danger from surrounding zombies. Okay. 30 materials, 6 of 6 survivors, average 0 happiness per day. Every survivor learns 1 skill, leaders by leading, builders by building, and so on. Alright, you're a special Vinny, you can improve all 5 skills. Vinny Stelovich. Skills, level 1 soldier, level 0 scavenger, level 0 engineer, level 0 builder, level 4 leader. Ah, that's what it means. The green one is a builder, the red ones are soldier, level 4 soldier. Build, guard duty. Protect agents building from zombies and other attacks. Replace this building with something else, cost material. Okay, I think the previous ones had turns, and here it's in real time with both. Ah, okay, that's the game speed time. Oh, you switch it to pause, you can play turn-based mode instead. So they do have a setting in case people want to play the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna try this way for now. Let's add this building to our fort faster with better builders. The building is beside our fort and zombie-free, it's safe to reclaim and extend our fort wall only. Builders will get the job done fast. So we'll soon have 4 more reclaimed buildings. When they gather beside the wall, they turn into a dangerous massed horde. Should attack soon, so better post someone on guard duty beside it. Soldiers make the best defenders. 0% danger from surrounding zombies. And 9 more building. Waiting for the other one. That's definitely this building, but there are no mass zombies nearby to defend from. Drag this over to another building and design them to something useful. Pick or hide a stack of over to spread them apart so you can select in video. Who's that person? Defending against mass zombies safer than attacking. Zombie attack! 0% danger. We need to thank whoever's idea it was to cover our walls with old saw blades. They attacked today and took care of themselves with almost no help from us. It looks like we still arrived. Good start. Remember, our goal here in Tomato Town is to grow forward to at least 15 billion. Mission safer and friend zombies from massing to attack. Safer and friend zombies from massing to attack. Yep, let's start with that. And let's make that zone a safe start. The 6 of us are starting to see some progress here in Tomato Town. We've reclaimed enough buildings that you can actually go for a little jog around the neighborhood. Think of that, running for fun, not for your life. Exercise, recreation, spandex running shorts. These are the things we're looking forward to. Ooh, you went to level 3 with that. Nice. See that smiley face on the left? See that smiley face on the left? That's the average happiness of our survivors. If it's low, people might refuse to work, or worse. Churches, bars, and time off missions make people happier. Blood and ice cream. A pair of guys showed up at our gates today, and I think time is paused during. With a shotgun on his back, the other were old guy with a cricket bat. They said they were a couple former cops who'd taken traveling the world after it ended, killing Zed and meeting interesting folks on the way. They cracked jokes like there was nothing wrong out there but apocalypse, no end of the world. It was refreshing. They said they would kill for one of those old prepackaged ice cream cones if we had any. Was that a joke too? Yeah. We got water. We got the feeling they had been looking for something stronger, but they still chucked down what we handed out. They said it was better than the stagnant puddles they drank from in the past war. After they finished up their drinks, they thanked us and headed out. There are 6 of us now, and our little chunk of Tomato Town is starting to be downright livable. It's almost big enough that we're going to need a proper government to run things soon. Other factions have their own force here in Tomato Town, and they are not necessarily friendly. If they like us, they'll send trading convoys. If not, watch out for raiders. Gustav! A little man with a caravan full of trade goods just pulled up. He has a thick accent and an even thicker mustache. Greeting, my friend! I'm Gustav, peddler of the strange and exotic. Anything you need, you can afford it. You want thing, deal, good deal, you come meet me at the suburb. It'll make, how you say, good business transaction. Yeah. You. Let's kill the last zombie there. We can't hold them up for long. We need a plan. There's a lot of junk on here. We could use our spare building materials to set up a quick barricade. We'll try distracting the Zeds with some farm food stores. Meat is meat after. Let our defenders handle it. It was a rough fight, but they were no match for our muscle. Having a wall between us and them didn't hurt either. City on the grow. Now that we've grown big enough and people feel safe inside the walls, some of our old problems are coming back. Survivors are starting to bicker among themselves, complaining about the equality of food, demanding electricity and hot water and civil rights. It's time we built a city hall and set up a government. Something better than the old pre-infection one, a system that actually works. City hall has been added to the list of buildings we can construct. What's that? An office. We used to spend our lives in these offices, chained to desks, drinking cheap, watery coffee to keep from falling into a boredom coma. A city hall. Okay, so just in case, we got 2 defenders. Zombies are massing at our walls. They'll attack the weakest adjacent building soon. The attack at the bottom left shows how bad it will. Yeah, duty. Heal. Did that lose the progress? Places have permanent effects for the fort after we chose them. They can be changed later on the government tab of the info menu. Stranger danger! We're not the only living people left in the city, but there's no telling how people we meet out there are going to treat our scavengers and soldiers. Sometimes they greet us with shouts of joy, sometimes with warning shots. Sometimes it may be best to shoot first. So how should we approach strangers? Open arms, caution, or hostility? I would say middle options. I've met people in the last 2 years who will just as soon kill me and take my stuff as have a conversation. I also had my life saved by a total stranger. We should size new people up cautiously before we invite them to the fort. We can change this policy later. We get a danger and success chance for a recommend mission. I suppose that one would have been more success but more danger, the other less success but less danger. And here it's a good balance. Here we go. City Hall complete. The flags on City Hall are snapping in the wind, the curved dome shining in the sun. We have to formalize our government by drafting a constitution for it. Everyone seems to agree that I'm the most suitable person to continue leading them, or at least nobody else has come forward saying they want the job yet. So what sort of government am I going to lead here? Let's start the constitution. Our highest priority. We need to determine the basic driving force behind society in Tomato Town. Ideology will determine how other factions see us and have subtle effects on our daily lives. We will focus on growth, on the military, on religion, or wealth. What is the highest priority? Repopulating the world, keeping people safe, providing a religious moral center, or trading and prospering people safe. Rock the vote. There are still tough decisions in Tomato Town's future, and people's lives may depend on the outcomes. Not everyone's cut out to have that kind of weight on their shoulders. And quite frankly, some fail to see the big picture and consider the greater good. Having one leader call out all the shots will make it easier to get things done, but so much power can corrupt a person. Our people would rather we elect a senate to do the voting, but they may be prone to infighting, so who should vote? Leader chooses policies, leader and senate pick policies, or all survivors vote on policy. I mean, there are few people enough for this to work. This is obviously the easiest choice from a gameplay perspective. The question of private property is a sensitive issue in Tomato Town. Some people wish we'll just leave them and their stuff alone. They wonder why we need so many laws and regulations to enforce what decent folks do naturally. Others think the government should collect and distribute all goods, everything shared and distributed to those who need it the most. That might work on a small scale, but can we run a society on those principles? How much power should our government have over our resources? Some shared, some private. How do we decide who gets the best apartment or who gets luxury goods like tea and peanut butter cups? Sometimes there's only so much to go around. And I know we are equal, but maybe some of us are more equal than others. If you don't give doctors better food and nicer houses, maybe nobody will want to be one. But if a doctor's kids grow up in a nicer house eating better food, they'll have more energy to study hard and become doctors themselves. Is that fair? So who gets the best stuff? Randomly assign luxuries. Crime and punishment. We need a policy for how we deal with criminals. I'm not talking like that jerk who borrowed my lighter but now insists he found it in an 812 last month, and though we both know damn well that he stole it from me. Anyway, I don't mean him. I mean the people who break the foundations of our ethical code, murder, treason, unthinkable crimes. How harshly should they be punished? Should they be rehabilitated? Jailed? Or is that wasted effort in a world where every bite of food matters? Capital cannibal punishment. Kick them out of the fort, put criminals in jail, or take away their luxury. So if we're talking murder, treason, unthinkable, in this world, kicking them out is the fairest, I would say. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, both literally and figuratively. We've got to draw the line somewhere between us and them, between cutting off all contact with the outside world and giving our storeroom keys to the next guy who comes by asking for handouts. We've also got a burgeoning national identity to consider. If you let just anybody join us, would they have the same ideals and values? Will they take our jobs and our place in society? Or will more immigrants make us bigger and stronger? Take care of our own, help our allies, help anyone who needs it. To help our allies first. will be a military republic. Survivors are already campaigning for Senate seats, but we're limiting the time and resources they can spend on their campaigns, so they still get some actual work done. Elections will be held by single transferable vote. Every man, woman, and child will know how to cock a rifle and aim for the head. Those who choose to guard our lives with theirs will be revered as heroes. If any outsider threatens our dominance over Tomato Town, we will answer with war. And finally, what will they call me? General, Commander, President, or something else? I will say Commander. I will say Commander. Because I'm giving the commands. We're organizing a celebration for Tomato Town Day, which we'll remember every March 23rd. I had a brain fart here. From now on, we now have a solid social code to match our solid walls. As the Lone Ranger used to say, my work here is done. Time to gather the posse and move on to the next llama ranch or whatever. Onward on the road to the next town that needs saving. We can start a new mission to leave the city from the city hall. I'll go and I can take up to 4 others with me. The rest need to stay here and keep the place together. Alright. And I think it's going to be that for this game. Because it's already 6:11. So yeah, time to go to the last game. But it's not the last time I'm playing this one. They clearly added a lot compared to the Flash experience I remember. Like, this feels really polished, and not just a Flash game that someone put a lot of care and love into, but like a professional production. What was I saying? Yes, the third game. So bye YouTube, see you in the next one.